Alright, so here's the garden update. I did get a request for this, so I'm not just like posting this video for no reason. So somebody did actually want to get an update. But anyway, you can see the grapes finally came in after 3 years. You got grapes. You can see. And they're pretty good. Pretty good grapes. They got seeds in them, though. It's kind of late in the season now. Some of the leaves are dying. Lots of grapes. You can't see them, but they're there. Lots of grapes. Got some wasps eating the grapes. Other birds and stuff. So then over here, you got the flower beds again. Now, this year I had a big problem because the other 2 years we hadn't had any problems, but a deer came over and ate like almost everything. So I had to build these protective boxes around them. Now, this box, I would say this is like the worst design box, because it's just a bin style, but since the strawberries don't really go that big, obviously you can see the peppers got messed up. Kale, got some kale in there. The deer, we had lettuce, but the deer ate all the lettuce. And you can see here, the strawberries are doing good. Got strawberries here. Lots of them. And they taste pretty good. There's some more over there. Probably got about 4 bowls of strawberries so far. This one's a new plant, so it didn't really spread out that much. The peppers got stunted like crazy because they weren't able to grow all the way out. Like I said, that's the kale. You can taste the kale flavor. So I wouldn't recommend building that style of box unless you really have some like low plants like this. Then in here, those are sweet potato vines. Now, as you can see, like some of the leaves got a little chewed up, but the leaves are pretty good. So what this box is, it's got a bug net. This is a bug net, this right here. You can see it lets the light in, lets the water in. Pretty good for stopping insects from getting in there. And then I also put this here. I started out with the 2-inch chicken wire, which I would not recommend. Do not get the 2-inch chicken wire, get the 1-inch chicken wire, because like squirrels and stuff can still fit through this. I was pretty surprised, but yeah, the squirrel can fit through that. Then over here, got cherry tomatoes. I still got to build a box around this, but they're finally growing because the deer came over and just bit the top off of like all of the tomatoes, like probably like a week after I planted them. So that sucked. But yeah, you can see there's tomatoes on there now. They're not red yet, but they're getting there. Then this over here, it's now the sun's being blocked out most of the day, so the blueberry bush, it kind of didn't do anything this year. Got some lavender there. Alright, so then here's another box. This box is better. I'm gonna have to go around the other side to show you how to open it, but you can see, got the 1-inch chicken wire here. That stops the squirrels from getting in. Then this over here too. Bad idea, because this right here blocked out the light from one of the tomato plants. That's why you can see that tomatoes on that side are much bigger. But also, there's not very many tomatoes there because the deer bit that too. And that's how to build a box. Okay, so over here, this is just a bug net. No chicken wire. Because basically what had happened was, the reason why the cucumbers were getting so messed up Got some sunflowers here. Birds already ate all the seeds out of them. Got some corn too. Just a couple corns over there. And in here we got zucchini. So these boxes I made a little bit better. They're all made out of like old fence. So this design, not the best design. I mean, it holds it in place and it stops most of the bugs from getting in there. I just put this, like, it's more of a rustic design, I guess you can say. I just put this like latch on there. Door opens up like that. Got some zucchinis in here, a couple. You can see one right there. There's two of them right there. Plant's huge. There's another one back there. Probably got, I don't know, maybe like 10 zucchinis so far. Maybe. I just don't know what happened with the peppers this year. Peppers just don't like the soil or something. I don't know. I don't know what's up with the peppers, but they just didn't grow. Probably because they're getting blocked out of the light from the cucumbers. I mean, it works. Just gotta make sure the door fits in there. So that was like the second box I built. Door, all right, it fits in there. I mean, really want to make sure it fit at the bottom. But I mean, obviously these cross beams right here, they're not the most sturdy thing. I had to put like extra screws in there. Whatever. I mean, it keeps the bugs out. Now the cucumbers, we had to put these metal things in here to keep them off the ground, because that's what was happening before, because the cucumber was growing out of the box like onto the ground, and then the slugs crawl on them. And so there's a few different ways that you want to, I mean, they're all dead now because cucumbers only like last during the beginning of the season. They're all dead now, but I probably got like a bushel of cucumbers off of here. Like it was like an entire cardboard box full of cucumbers. And you can still see there's some still growing up at the top, but I mean, I think they probably used up most of the nutrients in the soil already. And like, you know, cucumbers, they're good because they start growing real fast at the beginning of the season. But, you know, lifting them up off of the ground like this gets rid of the slugs. And then there's also a squash beetle. And so the bug net pretty much got rid of the squash beetles. So here's a cucumber right here. You can see, you see how like when they're young, they have these little spikes on them, and that stops the slugs from crawling on them. So basically, to get the cucumbers and not have a bunch of squash beetles on them, those are the steps. You want to lift them up off of the ground on one of these things, so they're not on the ground. And then you want to pick them before they lose all the spikes, because the slugs can't crawl on them when they have the spikes. But yeah, they're mostly dead. I'll show you the cucumbers when I go inside. I got a bunch inside. So yeah, again, these two boxes, I mean, they're not really separated, just two separate doors so you can get at it. This door, that's the second one. That one fits in a little bit better than that, the first one. You can see, basically I just, like, you know, most of it's just stapled in, and then back here it's kind of a mess, but whatever. Keeps the bugs out. Now this last one I actually used like actual hardware to make the door. This door is probably the best one. Just went right in there. Actually used like actual latch and those little L-shaped things. So you can see this door like swings pretty good. Plus got the 1-inch chicken wire. Now you can see got some tomatoes growing in here finally, because the deer, I'm telling you, that deer came over and just bit all the tomatoes. It just basically bit everything. And I don't blame it, because it's probably used to eating like pine needles or whatever deer eating when there's no tomatoes around. But here's a tomato right here. It's pretty much done. Just Put it in the refrigerator for like a day. It'll turn red. So that's pretty much it. See, I mean, this one goes in really easy. Trying to do it with one hand though, sorry. Okay, so yeah, that's it, pretty much. I mean, got tomatoes, lots of tomatoes, cucumbers, strawberries, zucchinis, some of these decorative flowers, and then I picked up a bunch more fins, like, I don't know how many pieces it is. Let me see how many. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 of these 8x6 fence pieces for $160, which usually if you buy them new, like, I mean, these ones are real good right here. When you buy them new, they're $55 each per section. So, pretty good deal. Gonna put a fence up and use the excess to build more raised beds. As you can see over here, this kind of like used to have some sunflowers. Like I said, the birds just come and eat the seeds out. Some of these plants, I don't even know what they are. But like I said, you can see the corn. Got some corn. Everybody likes corn. Basil. Just random stuff growing around. You can see. So yeah, like these bug net things, definitely going to be getting more of those. I'll probably put bug net on this too, maybe, because they're like, the bug nets are one, each one of these was like $20. It's like a 20 by 15, I think. I can't remember exactly, about a while ago. And then, you know, these chicken wires, it's a 2 foot, they're 2 foot sections, so there's like 3, you can see where I mended them together. So there's like 3 2 foot sections, and it's like $14 for a 2 foot by 50 foot roll of the 1 inch chicken wire, so it's not too expensive. You know, you can see I put them on top too. I might finish it off, like just split some more wood and just screw it in there to finish those edges, but I was just trying to do it quick to stop the deer from eating. And then the last thing is the automatic irrigation system. So you can see the hose coming in here, and then underneath the whole bed, you can see right here, all the beds, there's this, which is the soaker hose. So basically the water just kind of leaks out of there. And so when you build the system, you gotta have the hose coming from both ends to create pressure, because obviously since it's dripping water out, it's losing pressure. So to get the pressure in the middle, you gotta have 2 hoses. So there's 1 hose running here up on the roof. I just put some little eyelet hooks and then use zip ties to hang it up there. And then show you the automatic system. Not really the most high-end automatic watering system, but it works. Just put a splitter on there so that you can still use the hose for regular stuff, and then put 2 splitters on there, so you know, 1 hose is going to one side of the garden and the other hose is going to the other side of the garden to kind of keep the pressure so that they're still getting water in the middle, so that when it drips out. And then this thing's pretty simple to use. You just set the frequency, so like we got it set so it goes off twice a day for 30 minutes. You can see that's the duration, and I just stick a battery in there. It's been working. Comes on every day basically. Like they have more advanced ones where you can actually like set the time, but this one, it basically just comes on once you set it, then that starts the timer. So it's every 12 hours from whenever you set the timer. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, it just got 1 hose going in. to this end somewhere over here. Can't even see it anymore, which is, I guess, a good thing, because no one, I mean, you can't see it. But yeah, there's one hose going in on that end, and you saw the hose going in on that end. And then, obviously, the tomatoes are getting enough water in the middle, because these are the ones in the middle, so obviously the pressure is still good enough to deliver water to these tomatoes. As you can see, these plants are growing good. So yeah, that's it. That's about it. That's the garden. About to eat some grapes and then possibly make some tomato toast with cheese. Sounds good to me. That's it. The grapes are pretty good too. Well, have a good day and go make time.